You check your phone 40 times a day. You glance over your shoulder in an empty parking lot. You feel your stomach drop when an email starts with, "We need to talk." None of that makes sense. Nothing in modern life is actually trying to kill you. So why does your body act like it is? The real answer is far stranger than stress or anxiety or bad habits. Your brain is still running software built for a world that no longer exists. Your ancestors spent nearly 200,000 years as prey. Not occasionally, constantly. A rustle in the grass could be wind. It could also be a leopard. The humans who paused, who flinched, who assumed the worst and lived to check again tomorrow, passed on their genes. The ones who shrugged it off didn't get a second chance. So evolution didn't build you a brain that finds the truth. It built you a brain that finds danger first and asks questions later. There's a name for the part of your brain doing this. It's called the amygdala. Two small almond-shaped clusters of neurons buried deep in your temporal lobes. Think of it as a smoke detector wired directly into your body. It doesn't wait for proof of fire. It just screams the moment it smells smoke. Neuroscientist Joseph LeDoux spent decades mapping exactly how this works, and what he found changes how you should think about every panicked, irrational moment you've ever had. LeDoux discovered that a threat signal can reach your amygdala before it ever reaches the thinking part of your brain. Your eyes see a shape in the dark. That signal splits into two paths. One goes to your cortex, the slow, careful, reasoning brain that will eventually figure out it's just a coat on a chair. The other goes straight to your amygdala, the fast brain, the one that doesn't do nuance. The fast path wins. Every time. Your heart is already pounding before you've consciously registered what you're looking at. Why would your body be built to react before you even understand what you're reacting to? Because in the world your brain evolved in, hesitation was the expensive mistake, not overreaction. Being wrong about a shadow cost you nothing. Being wrong about a predator cost you everything. So the system got tuned, generation after generation, toward one specific kind of error. Better to flinch at a stick that looks like a snake 1,000 times than to miss the one time it actually is a snake. But the alarm system was never built to watch for lions alone. It watches for something even older and in some ways even more dangerous to your ancestors. Being left out. For nearly all of human history, survival wasn't really an individual project. A lone human on the savannah, cut off from the group, didn't last long. No claws, no speed, no fangs, just a slow, soft body that depended entirely on cooperation to eat, to sleep safely, to raise children who would live long enough to raise their own. Exile wasn't an inconvenience. It was, quite often, a death sentence. So what happens in your brain the moment you feel excluded? Neuroscientist Naomi Eisenberger found something remarkable when she scanned people's brains during a simple rejection experiment. She had participants play a virtual ball-tossing game, then quietly excluded them, leaving them to watch the other players toss the ball back and forth without them. The brain regions that lit up were the same regions that light up during physical pain. Not similar. The same. Your brain doesn't file social pain under its own separate heading. A snub, an unanswered text, a joke that didn't land, all get processed under the same machinery as a burn or a broken bone. That's why being ignored by someone stings in a way that feels almost physical. It is almost physical. To a brain built across 200,000 years of small, tight-knit groups, a raised eyebrow from a stranger and a predator in the grass are read by shockingly similar circuitry. This wiring didn't disappear when your ancestors stopped sleeping in trees. It didn't disappear when they built cities, or writing, or refrigerators. It's still sitting there, unmodified, underneath everything you call your personality. Psychologist Daniel Kahneman spent his career studying how this ancient wiring quietly overrides modern judgment. He called the fast, automatic, danger-scanning part of your mind System 1. It doesn't reason, it reacts, and it fires long before your slower, more deliberate System 2 even wakes up. Kahneman's research showed something unsettling about how this plays out day to day. Losses feel roughly twice as powerful as equivalent gains. Losing $40 hurts more than finding $40 feels good. That's not a personality flaw. That's your ancestral threat system, still grading the world the way it graded it 100,000 years ago, when a lost resource could mean a lost winter. So think about what this means for something as small as your phone. A notification appears. Your brain doesn't know it's an email about a meeting time. For a fraction of a second before your reasoning brain catches up, it's simply new information from the environment, and new information used to mean something was changing nearby, something that might matter for your survival. So you check it. Not because you're weak-willed, because checking used to be free, and not checking used to be occasionally fatal. Now stretch that same wiring across an entire nervous system and hold it there for years, not seconds. What happens then? Robert Sapolsky spent years observing wild baboons in Kenya, tracking their stress hormones against their social lives, and the pattern he found explains almost everything about modern burnout. A zebra's stress response is short and sharp. A lion appears, cortisol spikes, the zebra runs, the danger passes, and the hormone drops back to baseline within minutes. Baboons and humans rarely get that clean resolution. A baboon can spend weeks stressed about a rival or a shifting alliance, a threat that never physically arrives but never fully goes away either. Your amygdala can't tell the difference between a predator in the grass and a boss who might be annoyed with you. Both register as unresolved threat. Both keep the alarm running, day and night, for as long as the uncertainty lasts. That's the strange part. The system was built for danger that resolves. Either you survive the encounter or you don't, and either way, it's over in minutes. Modern life almost never offers that resolution. The email sits unanswered. The relationship stays uncertain. The rent is due again next month. Your amygdala doesn't know how to close the loop, so it just keeps the lights on, whether it's noon or 3 in the morning, because darkness has always been when the oldest version of this system paid closest attention. You can see this most clearly in something almost everyone has felt. That specific hollow dread of an unread message from someone important. Your rational brain understands correctly that a text message cannot physically harm you. But your amygdala isn't reading the message. It's reading the uncertainty. And uncertainty, to a brain built by 200,000 years of predators, has always meant one thing. Pay attention. Something might be wrong. This is also why bad news travels faster than good news, why one harsh comment outweighs 10 kind ones, why an entire evening can be ruined by a single tense conversation. Negative information used to be the most valuable information a human could receive.